Okay, good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. This morning, uh, yeah, this morning I wanted to revisit last week's work, as per the stream title, and try to fix up the things that I see that are wrong with it. Before then, I hope everybody had a great week. Mine was okay. It's been fully raining this week, so that was, we'll say, less fun than usual, especially for taking the dog out for a walk. But you know, we got through it. It's fine. We'll survive. Hang on, something's going on with my audio. Doesn't like it. Okay. There we go. That should be same for you, but I can now hear myself think a little better. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, a decent week. I've been thinking about this, like what I wanted to do this week for art stuff and like how to fix it. So I was kind of pleasantly surprised when I opened it up this morning, and it's not as bad as I thought it would be. Oh. Alright, and then also my drawing tablet decided to go somewhere else. Alright, fine. Sorry. This is one of those things that I don't actually think to check. I opened up the tablet software, and it... Okay, there we go. Defaulted to the wrong... it defaulted to the wrong screen, the wrong display, but that's... We're back, we're good, great. Alright, add that to my list of things to double check before I go live. Cool. So, let's take a look at what I did last week. As I briefly mentioned, when I opened it up for the first time, I'm like, oh, that's not as bad as I remember it being. So I was definitely a little overly harsh when I was at the end of last week, because it wasn't coming together how I wanted it to. There are still, I see a ton of problems that I'd like to fix this week. First of which is, and here, let's do this the same way I usually do. We'll give myself a new layer, and we'll mark it up so that we can see. So first of all, what is with this fire? This fire is fully backwards. It starts off the hotter color and then goes to orange on the outside. So I don't know what I was doing with that. So yeah, it should be basically the other way around. There are some nice shapes up in this area here. So like, I like the way that overall feels, but in actually pulling up some reference images of the location that I tried to set this in, which was, I think, the Shellwood. Everything is covered in vines and like tree roots and stuff, which I'm not really getting that vibe here. I think I maybe should have done a little bit more research into what the actual background was going to be, so I could have like the implication of like bunches of vines and things all wrapped around each other in the background, so I could just really pick out those details with like the lighting and such. The next thing that's wrong is, like, I don't know what's going on with this shadow here, like this section. Like, where is that shadow coming from? Because the light is here. So if we're tracing it back this way, it would be like fully behind the arm, or like much closer to the arm. So I don't know what that shadow is. Yeah, I think a lot of it is just going to be, I need to fix up some of the detail here. One of the other things that I do like, I do appreciate that I got like the shadow here for the fire pit. I think that looked good. And the fire pit itself, actually, overall, I do enjoy. Just the fire itself I got wrong and is backwards. So like this, and again, this part is fine because that's more orangey, but for some reason we go from light to dark to light again, and that's just like light to dark to light again, and that's just not how fires work. So I gotta fix that. I do want to fix this section over here too. Like, the texture is fine. It gives some interest in that area, but it doesn't really tell me what is in the background there. So I need to, because it feels like it's more of an open space than I think I wanted it to be. So I need to play around with the colors, I think, make it a little bit darker, so it doesn't look like we're outside, because I mean, I think most of Silksong takes place outside. Oh no, is my camera freezing? What's going on? Are we back? Am I good? Okay. So again, I think most of Silksong does take place outside, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's outside because everything is so kind of enclosed and I don't know, claustrophobic is the word I would use for it. What happened? My lights turned off. Try this again. Okay. So yeah, let's focus on fixing those first, I think. Oh, there's a weird... Now I'm looking at it small. There's a weird tangent here, which is supposed to be the shoulder, but in reality it looks like it's part of this, which makes it look like it's passing in front of the shoulder, which, while not bad, is not what I intended. So I would like to fix that as well. But I think the first things first, let's deal with the obvious one, repaint the fire. Kind of really fix that up, and then we'll deal with the background next, I think. Just try to, I don't know, make it feel more like the shell would. Yeah, so let's get started with that, shall we? So we got the, and let's once again try to maintain good discipline in naming layers, because revisiting it now, it will certainly help. So directions, question mark, great. So the fire is this. Oh, I did it all as one big block. Okay, that's fine. So fire. Let's zoom in. Let's grab colors that we got. Oh, this is still the pen. I'm not using the right brush. Rough brush. There, and like already that looks much better to me. So there's great. That was a relatively easy fix. Let's actually just pure white just down here. If it's glowing, do a little streak of hotter fire in the middle there. There's like a fire under the fire. I think how I want to portray it. Okay. Already, I think that looks a lot better. It's a small change, but it is one that I appreciate. So we actually just bring this down a little bit here. A little bit of the circle there, a little bit of warm reflection on it. Okay, great. Okay, good enough. We'll stop fuzzing with the fire. I think that's a good... It looks better to me now. So we'll put that there. Ooh, I should have... You know what? Hang on. Before we keep going, let's make sure I save this as a separate file so I can go back to it. So I can go back to the original and we can see that one and compare and contrast at the end. That's seems like an obvious thing. I probably should have thought of that at the beginning. That's fine. The file, if I open previous one, okay, good. It hasn't saved over it, so I can just toggle back and forth. Perfect. That will work out nicely. Okay. Then the next thing that I want to do is we have the background. What are... Okay, what's this? This is... Oh, shadows. Okay, I don't actually want that at all. We'll get rid of that. We'll redo it later. This is the cave background. Great, okay. Oh, and then I have some interesting orange in there. We're just gonna get rid of that. And then let's just hide chakra so I can work on the background on its own. Clean it up a little bit. And then let's start doing some vines and some interweaving shadows. Some highlights. Because we have a bunch of wood all tangled up together. Is that too much detail? That might be a little bit too much detail. We just go larger with our brush. So that's already giving it a bit more definition and volume, which you appreciate. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna have to learn how to paint tree branches a little bit better and more efficiently. Well, this works just fine. It's not. Whoopsies. Definitely not my strongest skill, we'll say. Okay, that looks a lot more manageable. Oh, what is all this stuff? Light rays. Oh dear, is that all part of the cave ground has some lighting effects on it too? That's not great. Okay, let's hide that again. And then let's actually pull up some reference images so we can see more so what the actual ground looks like in the area, so I can kind of replicate that a little bit better. Where's my mouse? Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Reference. Unhide. There we go. There we go. Reference image for you. So, the ground's kind of more of a brownish gold covered in moss, huh? So I should probably do that instead of just this bluish color. So we'll do just like the top surface of it, and it'll overgrow on the sides, I think. So we'll do just this is the base color of it, and we'll weather it down. Oops, cut back too far. Oh, didn't want to erase. And we'll rotate, make it easier on myself. Okay, so that's the base color of the ground. It's going to be fully weathered and mossy. So we'll grab the bluish tones and some greenish tones. Too dark. That greenish. Oh, and let's lock the transparency so I don't accidentally overrun the outline. That actually, I do want to come down just a little bit. Have that. Reset. Want some. In the image, it looks like there's some brighter green, like live growth moss on top of it. We'll grab some of that and we'll just do a couple of little specks of that growing off the edges here. And we'll do a little bit in the background as well. Maybe I'll mute it down just a touch. Like, desaturate it and lighten it, just so it's doesn't stand out quite as much. Oh, shoot. And the cave background. Okay, that looks more like a living wall of roots than, I don't know, whatever it was before. Oh, there's some more space up here that I forgot about. Oops. That. And then if we turn the fire back on. Oh no, what happened to my fire? Did I lose it? Oh shoot. How long ago did I lose my fire? Alright, well, let's... Oh, dang it. Okay, well, we'll... steal the layer and put it back, and then fix it again. Oh goodness, I can't believe I did that. Base layer. Fire. Oh, it doesn't... Interesting. So when I copy the layer, it doesn't copy all the colors of it? Oh no, it did. It just took a while to get there. Okay. That's fine. I can live with that. Move around a little bit. Oh, interestingly, the brass color actually looks like it's the fire's lighting it up already, which is great. But now I need to fix the fire again. So zoom in, get the fire colors. Fill in some of that. More edges of ambient lighting. Okay, and then I need some actual just white, close to white, to have the bottom here. And just like a little hint of it streaming through, not too much. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Okay. Fire fixed the second time. Let's quickly save that here. Cool. So we are back to kind of the default. I think the ground is currently just looking over here at the my streaming software. I can see it kind of in a thumbnail form, which is helpful. The ground itself is reading as too flat and not really textured enough. So I think what I need to do, whoops, is not paint on the fire layer. Fire layer is done. We'll lock the fire layer. Back to the cave ground. And let's grab some orangey. Okay, so hang on. Green and orange combine to make a kind of that the color that I want? Too bright. Is that it for like picking up the highlights of something on the ground with textures? Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. And then what do I want the texture of the ground to look like? I think I just want it to be okay. I'm just doing random lines now, which is what got me into this problem in the first place. I need to make a decision. The ground. Okay, let's look at the reference image. It's also viney and lumpy, so let's give it a couple of like defined vines and stuff growing up over the edge. So if we just do this, no, that green's still not quite right. Is it here? Is this the color that I need? Closer, yeah. Onto this. Lumps on the ground. And it's picking up. Here I can go more vibrant orange because it's a shiny metal reflecting the fire. A little bit of that peeking through. Okay. And the fire also has a shadow here, so if we do this, do some multiply there. Oh, it's too dark. Okay, that's good enough. Now I also need to go back to the cave ground, add a little bit more to this side here, because this side is also going to be picking up some of the light from the fire. And then we also have here the shadows here. Back to multiply. We have the shadows on the side as well. Fire casts shadows in all directions. Which, you know, I'm sure everybody watching knows that, but okay. Looks decent enough. I think I need to actually change this a little bit, shrink it down just a bit. Okay. Just perspective wise, I think that looks a bit better. The brush. Fire. Back to the cave ground. Let's actually make sure that these highlights make sense for the shape of the vines that I'm imagining. I want to give it some texture. Okay, that's probably good enough because I think most of that's going to be covered by chakra anyway, so I won't worry about that too much currently. So let's keep going. Already I think it looks a lot better than it did last week. Well, it should, because I've given myself already basically an extra half hour on top of last week of what I usually am able to do. But honestly, like, even just for half an hour of work, it looks so much better, right? Like, just comparing the two, going from this to that in just like half an hour of work, I think is pretty crazy. So now we actually have some definition in what's going on in the background. It's not just a random clump of colors. There's actually some, like, we'll call it a purpose to all the brush strokes and things. The fire looks much better. to me, anyway. I guess that's a subjective thing. But yeah. Okay. So that's done. We'll leave the far background for now. Actually, I can probably just recolor it currently. And I want it to be kind of a bluer color. The darker. About there. Oh, right, because I have the what was the word? The patterns and stuff in the background. Which I will kind of leave. I won't try to color it in entirely. I just want to darken everything down. There you go. That feels more appropriate to the setting already. This color's wrong now. But that's fine. I can fix that. Where are they? This one? Okay. Oops. Oh, that's right. And okay. Well, let's actually fix this problem now, because I need to have those be in separate layers. I want the beams of light to... oh, that's not the tool I thought it was. I want the beams of light to be able to go between them and affect them differently. But we'll grab this one. We will cut, select into new layer. This will be far background. This will be... Oh god, am I really going to call it a near far background? I think I am. With... no, we'll call it large... stalactite, right? Because they're hanging tight to the ceilings. So... we got the large stalactite. Good. Oh, I should probably also go back to this and fill this in a little bit. Great. Okay, so these ones slightly too vibrant still. I think I also want it to be a bit more in the yellow range. Go that. Nope, not what I wanted. This one. It's still too saturated. He is wrong. That's too far the other way now. Okay. Okay. Honestly, that's probably not much different than what I had it just before now, but now that it's a separate layer, I can add some atmospheric effects in a different layer and not have to worry about actually, you know, proper color theory of everything for now. Which I do want to get better at eventually, but for the time being, allowing myself to just use the digital medium kind of more fully is kind of what I want to do. So we'll stick with that. Gosh darn it. For now. Oh, I see. I just painted the light beams on top of it, kind of on its own. Oh dear. Okay. Well, that's is what it is. This is also not quite green enough, I think. 2 green. Okay. I think that's more the value that I want it to stay at. Okay, and then I can redo the... I'll need to actually add some actual proper shading to that too, to really bring it back. Okay, so that's... no, let's keep working on it piece by piece to really get each of the individual elements done properly. So from here, what do I want to do? We'll do layer of lighting. Which will be kind of a yellowish green light filtering in through the canopies. So we'll change this to a, I think, screen probably. Lighten? Off the light. Nope. Actually, you know what? I take it back. We're not going to do it that way. We're going to... So the lighting will be... Oh, what am I doing? What's happening? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Okay. With the lighting here, we'll use our airbrush. This will be the light rays on top of everything coming through. And we'll have a second layer of lighting in the background here. So it'll be here. Make sure that these are like actually casting shadows as well. It's fine. So this will be light rays. Rename this into light. Whoops. Light rays 2. Okay. And then the large stalactite, I want to... let me grab my brush. The color. Make it just a little bit darker. Give it some texture. I don't want to go too detailed here because it's background. Oh, and let's lock the transparency so I don't only paint off of it. Right. Okay, that looks good. We'll do similar thing here. A bit darker. Lock the transparency here as well. Just give us a little bit more texture on these. background stalactites. All right, and already that looks a lot better to me. Just in terms of like visual interest, there's stuff to see. Okay, now the next thing, let's say background is pretty much done. We're happy with that. What is this? This is shadow. This is fire. Let us group those together. Name this to fire. We have the fire group together. This fire and the shadow goes away. That's great. I will probably actually add a fire lighting layer in here to adjust the colors of things after the rest of it is painted and done. But that's kind of it for now. Cool. Let's get working on chakra. Oh, in just a sec. I will be right back. My dog is barking like crazy outside at something, and I need to see if she needs to be brought inside. So give me just a sec. I will be right back. And we're back. Yeah. No idea what she was working at, but she's inside now, so she'll come and bug me in a little bit. But for now, hopefully my neighbors can get some peace and quiet and some work done. For those of us who still work at home. Okay. Back to the painting. So we did the background. I think it looks a lot better already. If we are going to there we go. Centered. Yeah, so just flipping back between these. So this is where I ended last week. And this is just, well, I guess about an hour of work this morning. It looks so much better to me. Like the color values make more sense. The ground here, I definitely need to fix that for now. Which, you know what, I can do that. I don't know, there's just something going weird with that. Unlock the transparency again. Yeah. It's not the right color. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Good enough. Let's not dwell on it too much. There will need to be more shadows added in, but I can add those in later. Let's instead focus on the... Oh dear. Did I just paint it directly onto the head? I did. Oof. Okay, so fixing up all the colors and the lighting is going to be a little bit more of a struggle. Let's go over to... Whoops. I don't want that open. Thank you. Switch up my reference image so I can see more what I wanted to do. So, what is going on? The head. Let's fix up Chakra's head, shall we? Starting with, it goes up higher. Just a little bit. And then, oops. Fix the shape, so let's lock the transparency so I don't have to deal with that. And let's get rid of the potential fire color here, or the lighting effects, I mean, because it's not how I want to implement them. Same with the shadows here. Get rid of all of that. Give myself a nice, like, clean slate to work with, to really focus on getting the colors right. Go to the black, zoom in, smaller brush, get this. Slightly better. Let's get rid of some of the wispies here. Give her a bit. Oh. Cleaner of a silhouette is what I was about to say. Okay, so she does have a fairly sharp, defined point at the top of her mask. We'll bring that back in. Too big now? Feels like it's too large. Fine. Just carve it down a little bit until we get to the right size. pretty close. There's just a little bit of a... No, I think I'm overthinking it too much. I think it was fine last time and I just messed it up here. Okay, I think that's looking more correct to me. Eyes have a little bit more of a shape to them. She's a little bit angry. Or focused, we'll say. Okay, that looks a little bit more like her. The eye itself just needs to be a little bit larger on both sides. Too long. Down a little bit. Okay. Vibes-wise, I think that looks more correct. I think this one is still slightly too big, so let's trim it down just a teensy bit. Too much. Okay. Leave it there. Great. Okay, and then let's redo the arms. So we got the arm here. Once again, let's just lock all the transparencies because I do like the shapes still for the most part. I just want to get rid of the lighting here. And then we'll do that later. And then we have the feather here, which is held by the hand, so we'll hide that there. darker gray. Use it to actually define the fact that it's, we'll call it a feather, even though, I don't know, as bugs, I don't know if they have feather quills or not. Oh, and the quill shape is actually very different too, which I think I actually want to mimic a little bit better, because currently it's tangenting with the body right here. Like this tangents real strongly. So if we instead make it go up a little bit better. It will tangent less and maybe read more as quill than not. Darker color again. Some shading back here. Oh, why did that become orangey? I want orangey. Orangey down here is fine, I think, because we have some of the reflected light coming from the armor itself, but does that look too fluffy? Maybe. Yeah, okay, I think that looks fine. Make sure it comes to a point down here, because it's supposed to be a quill. Her hand also looks like it comes into a point. Great. Okay. that arm. All right. Oh, I called it hair. All right, sure. I guess that's accurate enough. Nope, that's the right arm still. I don't. Okay. Okay. Again, let's lock things so I don't accidentally draw on them. Right arm is done. Let's clean up the hair a little bit. Let's actually hide the arm so I can see it. See what I'm working on here. Grab the color. Stop blocking the transparency for now. Okay, now is that it still tangents with the arm a little bit. So let's shift it a bit more. It'll still tangent with the arm. That's... I don't know, it seems like there's not really much I can do, whoops, about that. Well, if I can get it go straight through it there, that actually maybe works a bit better. Okay. Cool. That looks about right. Next, let's... Okay, let's continue working our way through... What is this? Oh dear. I have a paint layer that I don't know what it is, because it's just called paint layer 8. So let's reset everything, and it is on. It's off. It's on. Okay. Let me take a look at the on, off, on, off. All right, it's nothing. Great. Okay, so we'll just get rid of that. Just delete that layer. Cool. Let's hide the arm. Let's hide the head and hair for now as well. Let's work on the body. So, if we hide the other arm so I can kind of see what I'm working with. Take a look at it. All right, so this isn't too bad. There's some weird extra shadow stuff going on here. And I think what was supposed to be some light from the fire, but like the brushstrokes are actually following the shape of the armor, so I'm not terribly upset by that. So let's grab some of the colors here. And let's give ourselves a nice sharp line. Go to the highlights as well, which honestly will be and edge lighting mostly, I think. The actual full highlights. Okay, so the lines of the worked metal make sense to me now. This orange is not the right shade, I don't think, for what I want it to look like for the glow. Which will be, I think, honestly, just ever so slightly more orange than the yellow. Or is it just actually fully here? Is this? Oh. I want to take it back. Maybe it is the color that I want. Yeah. Bit of orange and less red. Yeah, so we have a nice orange there. And it's just gonna lightly pick up on some of the metal down here. Lighten that up a bit more towards the orange. Okay, and then I need to now add some more texture on this side as well. So bunch of little lines. Build up the texture on this side as well. Need to mix this up a little bit because they're not supposed to be crossing. They're relatively parallel, I think, is what I need to do. And every once in a while, just a little bit of the orange in there. Not quite as much as the light side, I think. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. Maybe it will read a little bit more wicker than metal for a little bit, but at the very least, I feel better about that now. So I need to do something similar for the body itself. So for the, not the torso, the, oh goodness, thorax, because they're bugs. I'm gonna go with thorax. Oh, actually, first things first, let's get rid of this weird shadow that's going across the middle of the body. I can add that in later. Oops. We'll once again go back to the light, making sure that it feels like it's a 3D sphere. All the lines are coming in where they should. Do more shadows here as well. Okay, that looks better. The balance of light and shadow is not quite right, though. So we'll bring in some more of the shadow around this side. Okay. Cover up all that reddish orange that I don't really want in there. Great, okay. And then grab some of that orange again. Let's... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Come on. That orange. Another brush, and then let's... Again. Put it all in the front where the actual light from the fire will be hitting it more so, is on the front here. Not really affecting the rim shading as much. Whoops. Okay, so I think my lines are a little bit too chaotic. Let's try to streamline them a little bit. This shouldn't be like a fully organic thing. It's a rounded shape, yes, but it is hammered metal. Or at least in my headcanon, it's hammered metal. I don't actually know if we know how the bugs make their tools, but there's the Forge Daughter at least, so we know that there's a blacksmith type profession. Okay, that's good enough for now. Let's move on to the... I think I called it the tail. So let's do that. And then once again, I have to figure out which direction it's going to be forged, I guess. Is it stretched the long way or is it wrapped around? I think we're going to go with it's stretched the long way just because it'll be easier for me to really make the striations and stuff look good. Nope, this is the body still. Undo all of that. Okay. Body locked. Tail. Okay, that's good enough, I suppose. We'll do... I wanna bring it down just a little bit. Yeah, okay. Good enough, I think. No, let's undo that. Okay, that's fine. Let's bring back the head and the arms and see how it all looks together. Better. Oop, missed an arm. Okay, now let's go back to the left arm. Grab the brush, make sure that the transparency is locked. Get rid of the lighting for now. Do a little bit of slimming down of the limb, leg as well. Oops. Okay. Rid of the lighting effect for now. Lighting will be a different layer. Same with the shadows. And then yeah, I don't like that tangent there. That's throwing me off a bit. So I think I'm actually just going to move the tail up. Get rid of the tangent. Although, well, maybe it's fine. I'll leave it there. Okay, we'll stick with that. Yeah, like that. That looks good. And then the parchment itself, it's mostly fine. We'll lock all of those things down. The parchment itself. I don't think the fire would go all the way to the edge in terms of lighting. I mean, there will be some lighting from it all the way out there, but I think, oh gosh, most of it will be isolated to kind of this closer edge here. We'll bring that up a little bit. Down here is just a darker shade because it's more in the shade. Okay. Something's off about this part here. I think I just want it to be wider here. Okay, I think as base colors, I'm much happier with that now. So let us. I want. Oh, actually, I think the last thing that I want to do is we're going to spend some time adding a light. Some orange. We'll do screen, perhaps. The orange glow from the fire as an airbrush. Hang on. How do I do this? No. Okay. Okay. All right, that's fine. I just won't deal with that too much. Why is my... Why is it not doing what I want it to do? Okay. First of all, let's... In the fire, I'll do... No, I don't want... I do want it to be some lighting. It's there. Make sure it feels warmer. Then for chakra, we'll do another layer. This will be lighting again. And then can I do that? Excellent. Okay. Perfect. And then we'll, whoops, not overlay screen again. Do maybe not screen, maybe it's soft lighting. No, we'll go back to screen. Nope, overlay? overlay. Okay, let's undo that. Let's try this again, but a little bit more targeted. Okay, I have to come up with a different solution for the hair, or the head, I mean. Oops. Use that a little bit more. Okay. I think that's fine. We're gonna need some shadows now. So let's... Ooh, okay. Decision time. What color are the shadows going to be? They're going to be... probably... Do we do like a purplish? Yeah, let's try the purple, because green and purple are pretty good contrasting colors. So if we multiply here... just a bit of a darker. Oh. Okay, I think that looks decent for that. We'll need to give an actual, we'll call this shadows. And then we'll give her an actual shadow. So that'll be behind everything else. And this will be... well, let's just do multiply there as well. No. Okay. We are actually just going to undo all of that. Grab just a dark green, I think, instead of the purple. Okay, that feels slightly better. What is going on with the... Why is that so light? We'll do... Try to redo this shadow layer here as well. Okay, so if that shadow is following there, parchment has a darker shadow here as well. It's a little bit too far in. But, okay. So we got that one done, that's fine. Go back to the shadows here. Okay, so we got that. That's good. Now I think the last thing that I want to do is I really need to add a little bit of more variation to the background up here. Let's grab the light color here. And then in the background, let's add a lighting highlight layer here. And then we'll just add... Ooh. A couple of... Okay, actually, I think that's probably... I think that looks pretty good. All right. Now the last thing that I want to do is I want to just add a little, just for fun, A little hornet in the background. Zipping around. Let's see. Where should she be? She should be... Okay, compositionally, we have that there. Use a little bit of... maybe just a little bit of color right in here. Get a little... hornet down here. That... oops. A little... she's got her needle going out this way. We'll put her behind the large stalactite. Okay, do some... gray. Great, okay, so she's there. The fun little... little addition. Okay, that's good. We do need to change the opacity, I think, just to get it to look like she's further in the distance. Yeah, that looks better. All right. Now let's, since we got a couple minutes left, I just want to try to get the fire. Just touch it up a little bit. You know what? No, I'm now overworking it. Let's just undo all of that. Fire looks fine. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's going to be, we'll call it there for today. I'm a lot happier with how this piece turned out. I did have literally twice as much time to work on it this time as I did last week. So let's get rid of the reference. And yeah, so this is, let's make sure we save. Yeah. So this is this week's piece. Oh, and you can't see hornets in the background there. Ooh, where? How do I? Is it this way? Yeah. Okay, there you go. There's hornet in the background down here. But yeah, so this is this week's piece, and then if we take a look at last week's, oh man, what a world of difference that is. Yeah, so again, this one, looking back on it, it's not terrible, but oh geez, this one I think just looks a lot better. I do need to, I think, still work on figuring out how to render with a few more colors in it. Because again, I do like the overall feel of this one a lot better. The colors that I chose for Chakra definitely highlight here, but I don't necessarily see the lighting effect of the fire on the metal, which again, because the metal itself is kind of a yellowish color, it's not necessarily going to pop as much, but I would like to work on figuring out how to get that to show up more. And then just, I don't know, maybe some more ambient lighting. Well, I still got some time left. Maybe let's try to do that then. So instead of shadows here, let's grab some of the green here. Let's airbrush. Lighten up some of that a bit. No, that's not. Yeah, the color there is not working the way I want it to. Yeah, no, I'll have to look into that, figure out, do some research into that for next time. Although next time it'll be a fully new piece. But I still want to get better at introducing more colors into my work. Because as it is, I'm happy with the way things look. They look like they are the correct colors. But it feels not quite flat, but not where I want it to be. But we'll look into that more next time. But for now, yeah, again, going from this to this, it feels like a world of difference. Like the background actually has some definition now. It's not just random splotches of color. She feels like she's actually in the world because she's actually casting a shadow from the fire. The fire actually, I think, looks a lot better now. Partially because I gave that little bit of ambient light as a layer, but also I just say it looks like an actual fire instead of this one, which reads kind of as fire but isn't quite right. This one reads to me more as like actually hot fire, which I'm quite happy with. So that's going to be it for me today. If you want to, I'll be blah blah blah. I will be turning this into a thumbnail for next Monday's stream of Silksong, starting at 9:30 a.m. If you and then the week after, next Friday, I'll be doing another digital painting. This time a new subject instead of trying to just fix one up. So thanks anybody who's stuck around to watch this. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will hopefully see you next week. Take care of yourselves.